welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are going to have another educator from different part of the world. And he is educational consultant and founder of Educast International Association, Mohammad Nabil. And we are really sorry that we have started a little bit late. The reason is Mohammed, I think, has I think he had a kind of electricity has gone off, so I think now he fixed it. So now we can start our live session. Let me invite him, then we're gonna start. I think there he is.
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
It's just a moment.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Take your time.
Okay. All right. So yes, it's nice to see you. And I think you
Yeah,
kind of
same here.
you had a kind of electricity problem, but now I think
Yeah.
it's fixed. Okay, it's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, everything is good
Okay.
right now. Thank you, and thanks for the wonderful invitation.
Okay.
And finally, I'm here.
Wonderful. And I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for Teacher Talks and being with us tonight here. It's really going to be a
The
fruitful
pleasure is
session
all
with you.
mine. The pleasure
Wonderful,
is all mine.
Mohammed. Wonderful. And I think we can start because we are all busy, and I know that you are also very busy. So are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
So
do
I
it.
know okay, wonderful. I know about you, but maybe our follower would like to know about you. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
Well, okay. I don't know where to start, but actually, okay. My name is Mohammad Nabil, and I'm an educator from Egypt. I'm 34 years old. I've been involved in the field of ELT for over a decade. I've taught in different contexts. I've taught young learners, teenagers, adults. I've worked at language schools. I've worked in public schools. I've also worked in private universities. And I also worked with local and international organizations, and I'm the founder of Educast International Association. I train teachers. I provide teacher training programs. I host webinars. I have a podcast just like this lovely one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I also, what else? Yeah, right now, I'm the head of the English department at an international school here in Egypt called Future International Schools. Yeah.
I see. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohammed. It's really
You're welcome.
great information about you. And let me ask you another question. Mohammed, what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
Okay. Well, I think that the most important thing or the most impactful turning point was that I joined the Faculty of Arts French department after finishing my secondary school.
Uh-huh.
French department, not English. I didn't like it at all, by the way. And I spent 4 years there. I didn't graduate, actually. I didn't like it at all. So 4 years in vain. Let's not say in vain, because these 4 years are the thing that made me who I am right now. They changed my mindset. They taught me how to rise up again after failing. So I joined the Faculty of Arts English department in a totally a different university in another city. So yeah, and surprisingly, I ranked first. I was the top student of the department.
Perfect.
Yeah, they honored me there. I got lots of certificates. I met some of the wonderful professors there who supported me and gave me the push to gain confidence about, to think positively about my future, my career, and start, my career in teaching. That was wonderful. I think that's the most important thing. that has affected my career. Yeah,
I see. Wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing, Mohammed. Thank you.
you're
And
welcome.
probably you have been teaching for a long time, Mohammed, and probably you have tried different strategies and methodologies, and you try to adapt them in your lessons, and probably you have a kind of a philosophy of teaching. So, what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Well, actually, I believe that the students should be at the heart of the learning process. I mean, my teaching is focused on having student-centeredness or student-centered classes. Okay, so I see myself as a facilitator of knowledge rather than, a lecturer, or maybe as someone who forces the students and tells the students what to do. No, I just provide them with guidance whenever they need. My approach is to create an interactive
Uh-huh.
learning experience, an inclusive learning environment where all the students, no matter where they are from, no matter what, okay, they are all equal to me, and they are all welcome to participate in my classes. They all have opportunities to shine. They all have, the freedom to talk, to reflect, because again, as I always tell my colleagues, teachers, and my students, my trainees, I always tell them that everything that we go through is a learning experience, so that's what I want or that's the message that I want to convey in my classes. um, well, I always depend on the students' need and respond to all of their needs as much as possible, because that's one of the most important things in
Uh-huh.
teaching, to respond to the students' needs. I also believe in lifelong learning. That's why I myself consider myself a
Uh-huh.
lifelong learner.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohammed, for sharing the ideas about your philosophy of teaching. Thank you. And probably, and what I want to ask you, and I'm sure that you have in your career, and probably
Yeah.
you have lots of stories, especially success stories, and sometimes you become successful and sometimes you fail, and there are lots of time happen to you. But can you tell us just one or maybe two success stories of yours, something inspirational?
Well, let me tell you something. What's your favorite sport?
Football.
Yeah, same here actually. Actually, I used to be a football player, a
Oh,
professional football player at some point of my life. And then I left football to focus on my studies because of my mother. Yeah, she told me, no, no
ah,
football. You have to focus on
ah,
learning. You have to focus on your school. But when I failed in the first faculty
uh-huh.
or the first college, I mean, yeah, I tried to join the university team of football in the other university, and I succeeded in this. And then I found a friend who had lots of connections. So he provided me with an opportunity to play football in another club again. But lots of political issues were there at this time. That's why I decided not to keep on searching for, or seek for finding another opportunity to play football professionally. That's exactly when I had to think of my studies and get back to do what I'm really passionate about right now. So I changed my passion. Yes, we can't change our passions. We need to be flexible. Yeah, we need to do this because life won't always be fair. Let's agree on
Sure.
that, right? So you
Yeah,
need to
agreed.
you need to find alternatives. Okay. Actually, I worked as a customer service agent at two reputable companies after
Oh,
finishing, yeah, my military service.
oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I was trying to run away from being a teacher, by the way. you know,
I
yeah,
see.
but well, I had to get back to my home city and work at a language school. I spent 4 years and a half there. I learned a lot. I tried to take online courses. I even took the TESOL course online from Arizona State University. That was the very beginning of my professional development, and that's exactly when I started to love teaching, because I learned new information from the course, got back to the classroom, tried to apply everything with my students, and then when I got back home, I tried to self-reflect on the teaching and learning process, what worked well, what didn't work well, how can I make it work well again, and this way, I developed myself as a teacher and as a learner at the same time, and this developed my mindset. I had some kind of, I still have, of course, some kind of growth mindset. And after spending 4 years and a half in this school, I decided to resign.
I
Okay,
see.
and I, I,
Okay.
I didn't have any opportunities when I decided to resign, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to
Got
search
it.
for a better opportunity. I got another wonderful chance to work as a lecturer at Forest University here in Alexandria. The working atmosphere was wonderful there. They helped me a lot to grow my
Uh-huh.
mindset, to develop professionally. I took lots of courses. I took the CELTA there. I took the teaching knowledge test from Cambridge. I took lots of
Wow.
other courses with Arizona State University, National Geographic Learning, the British Council, lots of other courses. And then my father died. That's
Oh,
why I had to get back to my
sad.
home city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and start over again.
I understand. I understand.
So I founded my own company, Educast, and
Mm-hmm.
then I started Educast through a podcast called Educast podcast. I summarized teacher training books. The first book was 30 Language Teaching Methods by Scott Thornberry. So
Wow.
after some time, I felt bored
Mm-hmm.
because you read, you summarize, then you write a script, then you try to record yourself. You know this process,
Yeah. It's
and
hard.
we don't usually
Mm-hmm.
have much time for doing this. So I thought to myself, what about doing something new? So I sent Scott Thornberry himself on LinkedIn and
Oh,
invited him for my podcast to be a guest in my podcast. And surprisingly, he said yes. Yeah. And
perfect.
we chatted about teaching methods. And that was the very beginning of my second podcast, which is called Educast Interviews. And then, I've had lots of wonderful people like Dr. Stephen Krushen and Emily Bryson, Harry Waters, Dr. Tom Godfrey, lots of other people. So when I think back, when I get back on time and think about what I was thinking about for my future to be, well, I never thought about reaching this level. I never thought about being well known maybe in Egypt or outside Egypt. I
Uh-huh.
never thought about any of this, by the way. So the story here is about trying to create something from nothing without any support, without any financial support,
Yeah.
without any
That's really important.
opportunities for
Mm-hmm.
professional development. So you have to depend on yourself. I call this approach, as trial and error. So you try your luck, make mistakes, learn by yourself,
Exactly.
and that's it, and so on. You know. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say to everyone here, because no need to feel frustrated because you're gonna waste your time and your health,
Exactly.
by the way.
Uh-huh. It's like, yeah, just like your story. It's like just like mine. It looks like similar some parts. It's
we, we
great.
all we all go through lots of difficulties and no
That's
one
100%.
knows about that, but again, we look at what we have achieved and look at how we were in the past, and we feel proud of what we have done, and we always try to teach people how to do this because they need a chance.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, Mohammed,
Yeah.
to sharing the inspirations, the story about you. Thank you very much. Let me ask you another question about your Educast. You just mentioned it, and can you just make it more clear for us? What is Educast and how did you start it? And what's your
Okay.
aim?
Educast was a non-profit platform that provided teachers with free professional development webinars, conferences, podcasts. So it was just about, providing online professional development opportunities, free of charge. But over time, I had to invest in Educast, and the only way I found is that to create some other resources for income from Educast, like offering teacher training programs,
Wonderful.
some other conferences, so that I can invest in Educast itself to to be able to offer more and provide more services with an excellent quality. So the aim behind creating Educast was to help teachers who are going through difficulties
Uh-huh.
without any financial support, without any healthy working environments, without any opportunities to develop professionally. So that has been, yeah, the main aim, and I'm saying has been because it's still the aim.
Yeah.
And I'm also providing the teacher training programs for a very low cost because I need everyone to be able to learn and afford, to learn. Because as you know, when you try to develop professionally, you know how much it costs to take courses like the Celta, like the Delta. Yeah, you need
Exactly.
you need a lot of money to do this. So we're trying to do something good. And after creating the podcast, I thought about creating some kind of special interest groups to get some people on board,
Uh-huh.
and yeah. So I have lots of wonderful people here at the Educast special interest groups from different parts of the world. Some people are from Turkey, are from Italy, from Canada, from Germany. Lots of wonderful people. Some people are from Algeria, London, Egypt. All of
Exactly.
us
Uh-huh.
have one aim, which is helping teachers and empowering teachers all over the world.
Thank you.
So
Wonderful.
Educast started officially a couple of years ago. Yeah. So because I forgot to mention that, but yeah, it started a couple of years ago after the death of my father, and the first event that I organized was in Ramadan a couple of years ago. Yeah, and I invited lots of teachers, and I asked them to do workshops and webinars for teachers to share knowledge for
I
free. And I
understand.
dedicated
Hmm.
this for the soul of my father. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And that's
Rest in
why
peace. Uh-huh.
Educast is growing, because it's only for the good.
Hmm. Rest in peace for your father. Okay.
Thank you.
And it's great. It's a wonderful story about Educast. Thank you very much for telling and explaining us, Mohammed. Let me ask you something, Mohammed. Actually, you just mentioned about how do you support the teachers when they need your advice. But would you like to add anything else? When they need you, how do you support them? When they need your advice, would you like to add anything else?
Well, it depends on what they need help for. For example, if a teacher is frustrated, my story is enough for him, by the way.
Yeah,
Our
exactly.
stories are sometimes enough for other people to learn that it's fine to make mistakes, it's fine to fall, you have to rise up again, you have to keep trying, you have to keep on going. But when a teacher comes for advice about teaching and training, I always tell them to do exactly like what I did, because it took almost no time to shine.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
You know
I got
what
it.
I mean?
Sure.
So I try to
Mhm.
provide them with the shortest way. I always tell them that they have to take everything which is for free on the internet, and once they are done, they can, save some money to take paid courses like, the CELTA and so on. But
Uh-huh.
again, when I try to provide teachers with advice, you have, I care about their mental health, and I try to help them grow or develop a growth mindset first, because they need to think positively,
Mm-hmm.
to think about how
Exactly.
important it is to develop professionally. Because if you like that, if you still do what you're doing every day without anything new, and you go to work, get paid at the end of the month, you get back home, spend the money on food and on your responsibilities, what's in it for you? You're wasting your time, you're wasting your life,
Uh-huh. You're right.
right? Yeah,
You are right. Totally. Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed.
you are.
Let me ask you another question. When you probably have done lots of training sessions and presentations in your career so far. When you think about what was or were the most interesting situation or situations that you faced?
Well, actually, all my learning experiences, and I say learning experiences because, again, I say everything I go through is a learning experience for me. Everything is really interesting for me. But, um, a couple of weeks ago, I had a group of teachers in my teacher training program, How to Teach English. And surprisingly, one of the teachers was 52 years old. That's a
Cool.
good message for other teachers, by the way.
Yeah, really
Right?
cool.
Yeah. So he reminded me of something really important, because I realized that I'm not done yet. I will never be done. I need to keep working on myself. I need to keep developing. I need to keep reading. Actually, I'm a Delta candidate at the moment. I'm still studying and taking courses here and there. I'm working on my MA at the same time. Yeah. So it's fine. It's never too late. A teacher who is 52 years old is coming to learn, is coming to develop himself. What about you? 20 years old, and you're not open for feedback? What you're expecting?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
of course.
Yeah.
We have same here. Don't worry. You're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I know things are not that different in Turkey, because people are the same everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You are totally right. You're
Yeah.
totally right. Okay. So thank you very much, Mohammed, for sharing the idea. Let me ask you another question. You said
Sure.
that your job you are a teacher right now and a trainer. So was teacher your dream job when you were young? What were
No,
you thinking
no,
when
no,
you
no.
were young?
No, no. Let me tell you something hilarious. When I was very young, I and my friends used to sit together and choose someone to act like the teacher, and yeah, and tries to teach other students something, for example, the alphabet, okay, and then forces them to write the alphabet more than 10 times or 12 times in a sheet of
Wow.
paper. Yeah, and holds a stick to beat whoever don't whoever doesn't obey the rules. Uh, it wasn't an indication for anything, by the way. I have never dreamt of being a teacher. And as I told you, when I was done from my military service, I tried every single thing to find another job other than teaching.
But
You know, that's why I went to work as a call center at two companies. But lots of things happened, and I had to get back here to my home city to work as a teacher. And there, everything started.
I
I've never
understand. It's
been
really
this.
interesting. You know that I'm a teacher right now, but before going to the university, I was planning to study international relationships. But
Yeah.
when I went to the university, they said your points are not enough for international relationships, and I said, okay, so what can I teach? You can teach be English teacher. You can
Yeah.
study for an English teacher. Are you serious about it? Yeah, that's the only department you can go right now. The other departments are full, and you can't go. And I said, okay, that's my I think choice. I think, and that's my how can I say destiny. So and then I chose it and I became a teacher right now, and I'm really happy about it, by the way, that I chose
That's good
being a
for both
teacher.
of us.
Really,
Yeah.
exactly. Let me ask you another question, Mohammed.
Okay,
So,
sure.
as you know that the 21st century skills are really important for English language classrooms. Actually, not English language classrooms, for all the lessons, it's really
Yeah.
important. But,
Yeah.
why do we have to teach 21st century skills in the classrooms? And by the way, another point is, according to think about your experience about it, how successful are
Mhm.
you or about it?
Well, as you know, the world is evolving, right? And there is a very big need for teaching critical thinking skills, creativity, collaboration, adaptability, preparing individuals to navigate an ever-changing, technology-driven landscape because artificial intelligence is everywhere, and without teaching critical thinking skills or 21st century skills, I mean. Uh, so what are we supposed to do in the classroom? Because we need our students to be good competitors. Once they are done from their studies, right? They need to compete. They need to have the most suitable qualifications, and you know they need to be ready for the job market. They need to be they need to learn how to be adaptable. They need to adapt to the different situations, the different environments. They need to think critically to find solutions. They need to learn how to solve problems because problems everywhere, as you know,
Yeah.
at work and not and everywhere in the world. So yeah, so it's really important to teach 21st century skills, and I always use them in my classes actually because again we need to prepare our learners for the job market, the outside world.
Exactly. I understand. Really. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohammed. And let me ask you another question related. By the way, so far so good. I hope you're not bored.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, everything's good. Yeah,
It's perfect.
yeah, it's fine.
Wonderful.
It's fine. Yeah,
Mohammed, what I'm gonna ask you that, as you know that the technology is really growing so fast, and sometimes we face also very difficulties to follow it, to catch up it. Every second it grows. Sometimes when we wake up, lots of things happen. Even we
yeah.
cannot reach it. And I say, wow, what happened yesterday, and we cannot reach it today. So let's check it out. Anyway, and how do how my question is like, how do you stay updated with the latest developments and trends in education or in your normal life?
Well, number one of my favorite hobbies is reading. So I always read books about teaching. I always search the internet for new books about newest teaching methodologies, newest trends in ELT. Number two, I have lots of connections.
Yeah.
For example, when it comes to technology, um, I occasionally talk with Nicholas Peachy. So if you want to know anything about technology, just go and ask him. Just go and
Yeah.
search for his
He's
webinars.
great.
Just go to his website. If you want to go to search for example, the latest and the best teaching methods, for example, and let's agree on the fact that there is no best teaching method. It depends on the situations. It depends on the context. Go to YouTube, search for videos for Scott Thornberry, for famous teacher trainers,
Yeah.
and learn from them. So yeah, so I use YouTube actually. I listen to lots of podcasts, and let me tell you a secret. I have a very close friend. He was one of your guests. His
Really?
his name is Dr. Ron Ray,
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah, he's a very good guy, by the
He's a
way.
great
Yeah,
educator.
yeah. And if I want to know about anything, I just go and ask him because he's more experienced than me. It's okay if you go and ask other people. It's okay if you have a mentor because we all need mentors. Even teacher trainers, need mentors. They need guides.
Definitely. Hmm.
And I sometimes ask ChatGPT. It's
Yeah,
fine. We need, we need to exploit it. It's over there. It's for free so far. So you can go and search for what you want to find about and then try to, analyze this information. Try to find out whether it will work with you or not. So I read books, I listen to podcasts, I watch
wonderful.
YouTube videos. I, I'm always sure about growing my network to have good connections everywhere. So I think that's what I do. Yeah,
Hmm. Wonderful, wonderful.
thank
Yeah. There lots, you are doing really lots of things to follow it. So great job. Thank you. Thank you,
you,
Mohammed.
thank you.
And let me ask you another one. The couple weeks, just like maybe in some countries the school has started, and but in here in Turkey, and just
Oh.
like next week it's going to be start, and maybe I don't know in Egypt is it started yet or not?
Yeah, they are
I
about
don't
to
know.
start. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
about
in a
to
couple of
start.
weeks.
So yeah, in a couple weeks, just 2 or 3 weeks later, it's going to be start. So what do you suggest teachers for the first week of the school, especially for the new ones?
Well, you mean new teachers,
Yeah, new
fresh graduates.
teachers.
Number
Yeah,
one,
new
number one,
teachers.
make sure that your language is appropriate, is good enough to teach because you are the model for your learners. Number one, you should have a good level of English. And I'm talking about that because both of us are non-natives.
Uh-huh.
So it's another language other than our language, so we need to be good at it because we teach through it. That's number one. Number two, they should be willing to develop professionally. Okay, they should learn from the experts everywhere. The internet has made everything accessible and available. Number three,
Exactly.
when
Mm-hmm.
they go to the classroom, they have to make sure that they establish a strong rapport with the learners. That's the key.
Yeah.
If they don't like you, they won't help you. They won't learn from you, and you will have so much, to suffer.
Trouble.
Yeah, yeah. So establishing a strong rapport, you should know how important it is to set clear and strong classroom rules because you need your learners to follow the rules. You need them to. You should have good expectations.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you don't need to find out that there is something that might pop up, at any moment because everything is
Yeah,
not clear for them. If they have rules to follow, that's good. And again, you can engage your learners to set the rules for themselves. You know,
exactly.
you can
That's a
ask them
great
to set the
point.
rules for themselves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and also it's completely fine to go and approach your colleagues, the more experienced ones, and try to seek information, ask about activities, new activities, ask about materials, ask about help, ask for help. You know, you should have mentors. You should learn from others because you will never be able to develop by yourself if you are just new to this profession. We need each other,
Exactly.
whether they like it or not. We need each other, right? Yeah. And again, remember that we are preparing everyone in the world for the future. Everyone. We're preparing
Definitely.
officers, presidents, ministers,
Yeah,
doctors, everyone. So being a teacher is a great thing. You have to believe in yourself and you have to work on your confidence. You have to be a confident teacher. Yeah.
exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mohammed. By the way, just a couple questions left. The time flies. Okay, so let me ask you another questions. Mohammed, how do you see yourself in 10 years? Are you going to be still a trainer or teacher, or are you going to try another job? What do you think?
Um,
Difficult question,
Well,
huh?
yeah, it's extremely difficult for me because I don't like to think about the future. I always like to think about what's going on now and try so that I can do my best. I cannot do what I'm doing by myself without being focused,
Uh-huh. I see.
you know. But if I'm gonna think about what to be in 10 years, maybe in a higher position, maybe other than a teacher trainer, maybe a principal, maybe a manager of an educational institution, maybe Educast will be something even bigger. Maybe,
I
who
hope
knows?
so. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
I see. I hope so. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohammed.
you're
And so
welcome.
let's move another question. Sometimes in our lives, and we say, oh, in some situations we said, oh, I wish I could have that superpower so I could make it whatever I want, and I could make whatever I need, whatever I have. I wish I could have that power. So but I'm gonna move in education part. So when you think about it, if you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
There's a movie called X-Men.
Yes,
There was
of
a
course.
character that was able to, touch others, and then they kind of just disappear together and go to some other place.
Yeah,
So I
I
think
see.
that's the superpower I need because I need to use it for clarification and give it examples
Oh, nice. You want to
using
touch
the
the
real
students?
world.
Oh, perfect. Okay, it's really
Yeah.
nice one. It's really nice superpower.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mohammed.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so let's make another question. And Mohammed, think that we finished the interview and you step outside your home and find a lottery tickets, ends up with winning $10 million. What would you do?
Number one, I will invest in my Educast. Number one. Number two, I will try to offer some kind of scholarships for the teachers who are not, ready financially for taking professional development courses. I might donate some of this money to charities. Um, I might even offer to pay for other teachers' courses because money always comes. There are always different ways to get money,
Exactly.
always.
Uh-huh.
But the way you spend it affects your mindset, affects the way you think, the way you respect the world around you. So yes, and of course I'm gonna uh, provide
Spend
my
it for
family
yourself.
with
Uh-huh.
yeah, a better life.
Okay. I wish in the future you could have $10 million as soon as possible. And also I would
Of
like
course.
to have it. Thank you, thank you. All
Thank you.
right. So Mohammed, here is the last question, and it's time for the last question of the session. So I'm ready for it, and the most
Okay.
difficult one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
What is
let's go.
your
Let's go for
motto?
it.
What
Okay.
is your motto?
I'd rather be a comma and not a full stop. And I think that lots of people have heard this before in Coldplay songs by Chris Martin. This has a really deep meaning because I never try to take from others or learn from others and stop at that point. No, I'd like to take things further, to offer more and keep on working on myself and on other people's development.
I see. Can we have your motto again?
Yeah, I'd rather be a comma, not a full stop.
Not a full stop.
And there
That's
is
really
another one, by
nice.
the way.
Sure.
There is another one. Do for others more than you do for yourself.
Yeah, that's also another important one. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Okay,
My
that's
pleasure.
all my questions, Mohammed, by the way. So before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else?
Well, actually, no, but I'd like to thank you and the audience here for listening to us. And I want to tell everyone around the world if anyone needs help, and I can, I'm really there for helping other teachers around the world, whether they are from Egypt, from other, outside Egypt. Um, Try to learn from everyone around the world. Lots of people do great things on the internet, like Vulcan, like me, like other people. We want to help other teachers. We want to provide them with something available for them on the internet, something accessible, something for free. Okay, by having other people share their insights, their experiences, their stories of success. So please try to learn from that. Yes, I know that it doesn't always work in everyone's life because we go through different things. Yeah, we have different environments, different
Uh-huh.
situations, different contexts. But again, try to find out what's best for you and please go for it. And always remember that it's never too late.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohammed. I would like to say thank you very much one more time for being with us here, Mohammed, and also especially for your suggestions, for your advice, and the most important thing, which is your time. You spend your time here with us. That's really important and precious for us. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you. And
My
Mohammed Nabil
pleasure.
was with us tonight here with Teacher Talks under 27, and we had a fruitful session with him. And if you have any questions to Mohammed, you can reach him. And from
Sure.
Educast, the Instagram page, I think it's Educast, or you can find
Yeah.
him on LinkedIn. And
Educast.ag
yes,
or or on Facebook, Educast. Yeah, they can just search for Educast.
uh-huh.
Or Mohammad Nabil on Facebook, or LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. You can
Everywhere.
find me everywhere.
Just
Yeah,
like me, you are every platform. We are all every platform.
exactly.
They
Yeah,
can reach us. Okay, thank you very
yeah.
much one more time. And we are going to be here next week and on the same day at the same time, as you know that every Monday at 9 p.m. in Turkey time. So until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of yourself, Mohammed.
Thank
And
you. You too.
bye bye
Thank you.
everybody and
Bye.
peace wherever you are.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.